Welcome back everybody to Let's Play Magic Pengel. So, last episode we start off the game, of course, and we got this little thing on our head. Amazing. Well, on our Pengel's head at least. After winning our first battle. Against this guy. Haha. What to say you, laser.
What do you want?
So, the Danka guy from the end of last episode, who for some reason was randomly threatening us. If you say so, Pepe. But now we have something of a duty to better our doodles. Along with creating a new one, I think. I think the game's gonna want us to get a second one before we start fighting again. I'll have to look. And something that's always interesting in this game is between any major events, such as what we just now did, the town will change up a little bit too.
Hi.
Different people will appear doing different things.
Hey.
So you have
Thanks.
different people you can speak to and learn things about, and also other things to you. I believe Boris will say something new as well.
What?
I should. Oh, I figured I'd be able to ask him something new. I shouldn't skip through the text so quickly, I guess. But, anyways. Hi. Arabella. There's a
What do you want?
discrepancy here. So, color gems, just in case that wasn't really adequately explained last episode, because I don't think it was. So, as you might have noticed last episode, we won 400 color gems last battle, and then you can use those to draw doodles. So that means I can use 400 more blue and drawing a doodle.
What do you want?
That slowly over time thing is actually just 1 MP per turn, but oh yeah, if you challenge people, as you might have noticed, by dueling with them, you can get various things from them.
What would you like?
So if I choose to duel him, assuming he even accepts, I don't know if he will this early in the game, there's a good chance I'll get blue from beating him, because he has a blue pendule flying around him. It's kind of nice. Granny is one of the characters I pretty much always speak to, though, just to see what they have to say. I basically have no reason to ever actually buy things, though, because the only thing you can buy is other people's doodles, which are pretty much always bad. So
It's a really nice day today.
does Joran just talk, or is he?
What?
Yeah, he tries to make you buy things. Never mind. For some reason, I thought you could just speak with him. I like it when you can just ask him any question and learn more about the world. But otherwise, I won't bother you guys with making you see what they have to say. I don't know. But now, hi.
Hey! What's up? Well,
We're at this Danka individual. Well, that's really all we need to know. Anyways, head back over to the area we started in last episode, and we can do some more things. There's something we'll do from another area we can reach from there too. See our doodle jumping around. I'm gonna have to fix that doodle's location, actually. Hey, Taro. Probably. I mean, I did it before in another playthrough.
Hey.
Zoe. Apparently not. The draw doodle is kind of incorrect. This just lets you view your doodles in general. So, as you can see, this doodle has stats. Interesting. All those stats depend on how you draw the doodle. Depends on what its type is. That's kind of the main influence of its various stats and its distribution. Attack types, for example, have a lot more HP and, of course, higher attack stat. They get frightened with how much damage they can do, in fact. There's also experience that you get from damaging, or from winning duels. Experience increases all your stats by a little bit, depending on how much experience you have. You don't level up, you just do that. It's kind of weird. Anyways, though, I'm not gonna... I was gonna get rid of what we had already drawn, because it didn't work out too well. Because it wasn't centered, and now we can do that. There we go. It's kind of blobby, but oh well. So it said we can add arms now. I might decide to do that. What color should I use? I might use yellow. Basically, what type your doodle is depends on what color you use on it. Its primary colors will affect its type. Primarily yellow and red, warm colors will make it attack type. Primarily cool colors, blue, indigo, well, blue, green, and purple will make it, oh no, purple is attack type as well, but blue and green will make it magic type. Just think some arms though. Some weird arms, but arms nonetheless. There we go. This draw is pretty much just like Graffiti Kingdoms, where you stick a point on something where you want to connect, and then you just kind of draw it yourself from there. Unfortunately, you can't copy and paste things like you could in Graffiti Kingdoms, so you kind of need to work out yourself how to make things symmetrical, which I might be really crappy at. Because I drew everything I made before the keyboard, so I could always go at a perfect 45-degree angle. Now I can't. So I'm just gonna have to try and make something that isn't too bad. It's probably okay. And now I'm gonna just add a hard thing. I actually haven't really studied what parts do different things to your stats, so I can't really guarantee much. But I generally like to add hard parts, just kind of something that beef up your HP a little bit. I don't know if they really do. I gave it a nose, I guess. But now, aside from it being animated differently now, with arms that unfortunately go a little bit into the ground. Well, its animations will look a little bit better when I change it up a little bit, I guarantee you. But now, as you can see, its stats change a good deal. Basically, as you see in the bottom, color used, its bottommost stat, that actually defines a lot about how powerful it is. All of its stats will increase in general the more color you use on something. So whenever you have the chance to draw more stuff on a creature, you want to do it. It also affects what skills you have. For example, I think I don't know if I have different attacks now that I had from before or not. I don't know if I have different magic than I did. Barrier is just the magic that, or the block that attack types have. So now I can use punches. Well, at least a double punch and a jab, a swing punch. All those are different attacks I can use now because I have arms. Your stats are completely determined from your experience and how your doodle is drawn, which determines its type and the color used and everything else. So understanding how to draw doodles and make them not suck is pretty vital, basically. I also go into the encyclopedia to learn about specific doodle drawing things and whatnot, but whatever. Your doodle's quote-unquote, or your Pengel's quote-unquote tail, as you can see, is actually the last color you had selected, which is interesting. Now if you go down here, you can go to what's called the Seaside arena, as opposed to the main arena that we just went to last episode to fight in. And this is probably where you're going to spend a lot more of your time, actually. Because this is where you can do two things. One, you can just grind a little bit more casually. Hi, then he just tries to sell you things, I'm not going to talk to him. But you can also do something else a little bit more useful.
What?
I think she's going to explain it, in fact. Well, there's that too. You can also just battle here as much as you like without getting kicked out like you're in the main arena. But are you not going to explain? So basically, there's a very low tax on... Yeah, I'll happily fight you. There's a very low tax on color gems that you win in the arena here. Meaning that you win a lot more color gems at the Seaside arena than you do at the main arena.
Hi, nice to meet you. I can't believe I just did that.
Oh, it's been a long time since I've dueled her. You see certain
Here
people.
comes my next doodle.
You see certain people a lot more often at certain points in the game. Mr. Ape. I always like looking at who doodled these various creatures that are being used. I find it interesting that the people who are dueling aren't the ones that doodled these things, but whatever. Oh crap. It's just a guess that you start off with. Well, it can have a pretty big effect on the game. Generally, if you get beat in a turn, it's best to just charge afterwards. To give yourself as many options as possible the next turn. And now, because they can't use magic, I can use attack, which will,
Do your best.
in fact, do quite a bit of damage because I just used charge. Because I don't have any legs, I'm quite slow, actually. Compared to these other ones I imagine. Yeah, I nearly one-shot that one just now. And now I can safely use block, assuming it doesn't actually knock me out immediately. Cool. And consider that one. And like you saw, MP barrier is the kind of block that magic types have. It is, in fact, quite different.
Hey, great duel. Good luck with your next match. I hope you win.
What MP block does is if you use a magic attack, when a magic type uses MP block, they'll absorb the MP, basically, so they'll restore their MP, which is nice. So we got some green stuff from that, which is nice. In fact, I might like having some green stuff.
Howdy.
I didn't make any green things last time I played through the game, so I might want to do it this time, actually. I'll just fight here one more time for good measure. It will be short, of course. Kayla, who might you be? And the color gems that you get always depend ultimately on the doodles that you fight. It was mentioned last episode that the pendulums around a person, or the pendule around a person, generally determines what color
You look strong.
you'll get from them. But that basically just determines what color is most used in their doodles.
Please be careful.
It was because the last duel I fought was primarily green that I got green from them. So I'm probably gonna get brown from this one, I guess. Paralysis maybe? Oh no! Let's please not paralyze each other. Oh wow, that actually worked. Any kind of magic that's followed by the number 1 tends not to work very often, like you just saw there. That's this game's luck effect in action. Great. You'll probably see my HP increasing by a noticeable amount though as time goes on, because of the experience I'm getting though. Experience has less and less value as you get more of it, of course. So it can get to the point where like 2 or 3 battles will actually only give you 1 more HP. But, oh well. Still nice, I guess. Anyways, there's a good chance I'll be immobilized. I might as well just... use magic. In case he attacks. Basically, if you get paralyzed, there's maybe 1 in 2 chance on any given turn that you won't be able to do anything. But it's not a death sentence, necessarily, because you have a chance.
Oh my goodness. I guess you beat me fair and square. Maybe next time.
The pool of magic, though, that paralysis belongs to is actually the kind of magic that I think is game-breaking. Because that's when you include things like faint and sleep that are actually... well, I got orange. Really horrible, I think. Oh well. So I'll go up, and I believe we need 2 creatures for, well, 2 doodles for our next duel at the main arena. So I'm going to do is I'm going to make a second doodle. I'm going to make it a magic type this time. Oh no, there we go. And what that means is I will make it primarily out of blue. Actually, I think I may have green this time though. Because I'll have the same effect. Made out of blue last time. Actually, my favorite doodle I made ever was, in fact, blue. It looked really nice. But I'm going to make it green this time. Olive or green? I have a very real lack of olive, in fact, so... So last time I made like a tube for my magic user. I don't want to do the same thing though, so how about we to having a long skinny body though, because that can be certain magic attacks. How about this though? Let's basically make like a cucumber. Cucumber. It's mostly symmetrical. Cucumber. Amazing. No! Do not undo the cucumber. Cucumber, come back here. Thank you. And from there, what we can do is... we can get arms if we want. Which will probably look incredibly weird. I might just stick hard things onto it. Would I? I'm not gonna give it arms. No, I won't. I think the attacks that I want to have actually won't... are most likely to be gotten if you don't have arms. So I'll just stick some hard things on this. What will I put on here? I will instead just think stocks. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna like put little picks in here, in fact. Tall thing. Bunk. And I'll make another tall thing. The creative process. It's always a fun thing to share with others online like this. Tall thing. Try to make it the same thickness and whatnot. There we go. What determines the thickness of whatever you draw is actually the overall like area of it. So that's why this pickle thing is thicker than these tubes. The reason the pickle is... I apparently pickled this cucumber as I spoke just now. It is now a pickle. It has matured. But the reason it's thicker than these tubes is because its actual size, like two-dimensional size from this angle, is larger. Whereas these things are smaller, so they get less depth given to them. You'll get more control over how much depth things have later. But for now... What? I'm gonna do this. I'm going to... make another pickle. I don't quite know what's going to become of this second pickle. But I would like to make another pickle. Crap. I'll make a smaller pickle, I guess. Is a smaller pickle viable? Smaller pickle might not be viable. Smaller pickle does not appear to be viable. So I can do instead is I can make this like... New idea. Limitations breed innovation. So instead I'll just make like a little arch between these. There you go. I'm gonna have to try and figure out what I'm going to be doing with these doodles as time goes on, because I'm going to be developing these doodles throughout the entire game, sticking more stuff on them. And believe me, it can end horribly. But as I saw with my magic type, it can also end incredibly well. I should probably throw up a screenshot of my magic type actually, or something like that, from like completing the game, because that turned out really nice. I'd like you guys to have some reason to have faith in my ability to make these things not look really crappy. So should I like stick an olive on it as well? Stick an olive on one end. Let's just like stick an olive spear on one side. Or in fact, even on both, if need be. That could be worse, I guess. Although I don't really have the volume to stick it on another. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this one olive large enough that I use up all the remaining color I have. Crap. And then, next time once I have more color to use, I'll stick an olive on the other side, most likely. There we go. I understand this is a rather peculiar creature. animates beautifully though. Got in the right place. But as you can see, it animates absolutely beautifully. It's a beautiful thing of its own. Pickle. So, as you can see, Pickle has quite a bit less stamina, well, HP, than 3-pointer, but that's because it's a magic type, and also has no experience, which is another reason for that. It has less attack. Actually, has more defense, in fact. It's probably because it has a lot of hard parts on it, though. Might be. I don't know what influences your luck stat, though. 3-pointer actually has some really good luck right now. I think hard parts decrease your luck, which will probably result in me having really bad luck for most of my creatures, because I had really crappy luck stats for all of my creatures by the time I finished the last playthrough. Both have similarly low agility, though, for reasons that are quite understandable. What do I have? I have Charge Seal, which is great. Feint, which is good, but kind of useless at this point in the game, because it almost never works. I'll explain it later. Charge Seal, though, allows me to prevent an enemy from using Charge, which doesn't really matter much because Charge isn't an actual attack. But the fact that I have some kind of seal attack is a good sign already. So I'll end off this episode, I suppose, by showing off Pickle's capabilities and combat. Pickle is combat capable. Look at me with my olive-colored Pengel tail thing.
Howdy.
Hi. I do. What kind of doodle is that? I just chose the wrong doodle. I'm probably gonna try to cut this out. And the grinding's appreciated, but I don't think this is what I meant to show you guys. Unless anything notable happens.
This'll be fun. Good luck out there.
Hi, whatever that is. Magic type, so I'll just use block. Alright, whatever. Oh, that berry doesn't appear where it should. I don't know why. It's just really off-center. I see no reason for that. But paralysis?
Come on, Doodle, do better!
Haha! Not a surprise. But I can now use block unimpeded as well. And as we began, boom! Take that, Rolly.
I hate losing!
Look at that, very, very happy pyramid. Got some more blue stuff that I may or may not use at some point on my magic type. I'll try to be kind of varied with what colors I use for my different creatures. Like, I don't want to... I had very specific color schemes last time I played the game, and I kind of didn't like that, actually. I felt it was a little bit limiting. As nice as as nice as one of my creatures turned out. So I'm going to try to be a little bit more, well, just varied in what I do. Try to be creative.
This'll be fun.
Didn't you just lose to me like less than a minute ago? Although you do now have superior stats, but Pickle has superiority in strategy. I assure you. As compared to Trucks. Interesting. Yeah. You'll find that different kinds of magic have different... see, absorb. But you'll see how different kinds of magic have different strategic values. Like, Magic Seal is a decent seal, attack, I guess. But the best kind of seal for any kind of, well, the best magic seal to have is actually attack seal. Because after you use magic, it's best for your opponent to use attack, because you're open to it now because you can't use magic to counteract that. So at the same time, block seal is actually probably the most useless seal to have. Or charge seal. Charge seal isn't very nice, which of course is what I have now. Or whatever. Perfect. I didn't know I could have Shooting Star already. Oh, I know Shooting Star is an attack you could have this early in the game.
Why didn't that work?
Well, I'm probably gonna have some really weird attacks because they don't have arms. I haven't really seen what kinds of attacks you can have without arms. So I'll show off Feint. Bonk. Nothing happens. Feint has a very, very low chance of working, basically. It's kind of why I want to do this right there. It knocks out your opponent if it works, but it very rarely works. Until you get later in the game where you have higher level Feint. Like Feint 3 and 4 are really the ones that have an okay chance of working. Feint 4 usually works. Feint 3 is eh. Anyways. And if you're wondering, if Trucks used Magic Seal before I used Feint 2, and it actually succeeded, so my magic was sealed off, no, I wouldn't be able to attack that turn, which would really suck, or I won't be able to use magic that turn. It's annoying trying to use the term attack when attack is one of your attacks. Anyways, though. I don't need to steal your MP, because I'm kind of short on it. It would also kind of help that I would knock you out in the process, but, you know. 2. I didn't even make a return on that. That wasn't useful.
I hate losing!
And there you go. A lot of blue. I guess that truck did have a lot of blue on it. I don't think it was sea blue though. But now if we look at our stats, as you can do so through this little menu here, it should be that Pickelier's HP has increased a little bit, maybe not by a lot. I'll fight one more fight with Pickellier, and then I suppose I'll be into the episode, and next episode we can hop over to the main arena again and have some fun with some real combatants who are taking things a little more seriously.
You look strong.
I'm sure I am. So you kind of just need to learn what
Please be careful.
the different normal stats are for different types of doodles. Like, it might be kind of intimidating seeing how Puddles has over 20 more HP than I have, but that's because it's an attack type. So it's actually not quite so intimidating once you realize that. And that's gonna suck. That's really gonna suck if it works. Oh, wait, no, never mind. I'm confused. It's confused something. Never mind what I said just then. Really? It's an attack type, so I really want to use magic. Because otherwise it's going to do an absurd amount of damage to me.
Come on!
Like, the risk of, yeah, what just happened now, the risk of that was actually worth preventing it from using attack, because it could have basically one-shotted me right there if it actually pulled off an attack instead, which would have sucked a little bit more. I don't really care about slow, because I tend to make creatures that don't have the speed advantage anyways, so I'm not too concerned. Not crap. Alright, so you can see what happens when you lose too. It's easy to lose early on in the game when you have 1v1. The short matches are so short that...
I guess I just got lucky this time.
That's almost exactly what she said. That's right. Getting off to a bad start, which is luck-based, can actually quite easily define the end of a match when it's 1v1. So it's actually, in a way, more easy to lose early on in the game. But thankfully, the game quickly jumps into 2v2, which is why I made a second doodle already. And now we get to see a new type, actually. I don't know if I'm just like dragging this episode on longer than I intend to or what. But now we can see the third. It seems like it's the more rare type of doodle, But this is the block type doodle,
I had a dream last night that I would win.
which specializes in blocking attacks. And if you use a magic
Make me proud.
on a block doodle and it blocks it, then that magic actually is reflected to you, and its status effect can be as well, which is really sucky. Whoops. 3 damage. Thankfully, Balloon does very little damage. That's a weird thing with that particular magic. It almost never does damage. Anyways, just get out of the bad situation I'm in with them having advantage over me. Yes, so their block tends to do more damage than other blocks do. But now I can use magic without concern. What Balloon does is a balloon appears over your head, and I think it's after 3 turns that balloon will break and deal some damage to you.
Supposed to happen.
How much damage it does seems to be proportional to how much HP you have left. It won't kill you, I'm quite sure. And I think it's also affected by the level of the magic that was used to inflict it. Like Balloon 1, the damage a balloon does could be like 3 HP. But if it was Balloon 4, it could be closer to like maybe half your health. Anyways, though, so safely use block actually. Ah! I think it's my SMP back. Oh, it actually did 10. That's frankly more than I expected to do.
This part of my dream will be your nightmare.
Yeah, whoa, that's actually a lot more than I expected to do. I guess Stomp would be kind of powerful if you just are kind of a thing that bounces around. But that's a magic
That
type.
isn't
Those
right.
don't usually do much
I
damage
wasn't supposed to lose.
with attack. Whatever, though. Well, it's not usually that magic types just don't do much damage with their attacks. It's that attack types do horrifying amounts of damage with attack. Black, yay! So I got some stuff to make block types with. I'll need to collect more as time goes on, but still. So that will be, I'm quite sure, it for this episode of Let's Play Magic Pengel, though. Because in the next episode, we will actually take the time to take on and fight Denka's Doodles. Denka Doodle Duel. Next episode, for the sake of, well, I guess the idea is just progressing the tournament. See you guys next time, though. Next episode, Let's Play Magic Pengel. Goodbye.